this is a video about Tracker. It's a tutorial for how it can be used, especially in a classroom setting, to determine velocities and accelerations of trolleys, of air track carts and so on. It's a video analysis program, so we just need to somehow get a video of the object which is in motion. So here I've got some tracker practice. I've already got these already videoed. I'll just show one of the students. This is a trial. Okay, now that was very quick, and I'll replay it in a few more moments. So I'll just want to point out some of the requirements a video needs to go the tracker. Okay, so as you can see, the student has just set up a, in this case it's just a digital camera on a tripod, and they are going to measure the acceleration of this trolley here. Just so that you know, just to identify what's going on, over here there is a pulley. There is a pulley over here, and down here is a set of weights. The trolley will accelerate forward, and we will have accelerated motion, which we're going to have here. And this is a trial of, I think it was 150, let me just check that, 150 milligrams additional weight over down here. So they're working out the acceleration given a constant velocity, a constant mass on that. The actual experiment is irrelevant, we just want to be able to measure this. So having a look at the what is needed for the motion, we don't need to see the full extent of the motion, but it is good to capture the full motion, especially for students when they are analysing it. But the one important thing that is needed is that we need a ruler. Because all video will be at a different scale, we need a standard measure. So clearly visible within the frame of the video, you need 1 metre, or at least an object which is of known size. It doesn't have to be a full metre. Some people could put in a 30 centimetre ruler if that suits them better. Okay, and if you're measuring traffic out on the road, obviously you don't want to have someone standing in the middle of the road which has a metre ruler, so you would use a standard, like the signpost might be a certain measure, you can measure that later on. That is needed by the tracker program. So here is simply the motion that we are looking at. Okay, it's a very quick motion, and so all we need to do is, that's the first trial, and they did this at various trials and so on. So let's go and analyse that motion. We know that it's accelerated motion. So we launched the tracker program. Now to get the tracker program, we just go to the, let me just get it to the right place. Okay. This is the website which you can download the tracker program. So it's simply at Libro. It's free of charge up there. So you can get it for different installations. You can go for Mac, for Windows, or whatever. I don't know if it is available for any of the iPads or the Androids, but I'm using it as a PC in a Windows setting. So once you've downloaded that, you just simply have it on your computer. So here's mine. It's a Java applet, so it doesn't require you to have it installed. It just simply sits on your desktop and it boots up like this. It's a very straightforward, very simple, and very sometimes user-friendly. Sometimes it can be a little bit painful at times, but once the students use it, it's quite intuitive. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import. Import the video, and I need to find where it is on my computer. So just give it a few moments while I find it. here it is. It's the 150 gram trial. So we'll do that. In there. By double clicking it. Okay, and then it simply goes into the tracker program itself. In this program, you can play the video. So here's the video playing. And you can rewind the video using the bottom bar down here. So at the bottom part of the video, so down here in this area, underneath there, we have the video controls. And you can step forward the video as you need to, just by going through there. And the screen's about to leave there it is, and the motion is just beginning at that point there. So all of this part of the video from here through to here is no motion. So we'll start the video in a few more moments at this point here. So that's the first thing, and we can expand that. There are you just use the right click motion on. Sorry, I've got to choose the right thing on my program here. There it is. You can zoom in different sizes, so I can go to 2 times and so on. So you can even zoom in a bit more, more closely on the motion. Okay, I'll leave that at 2 times there in a few more moments. The other part of the screen are the tracker plot and the data table, which are over here in this side here. Now you can view these sections here by seeing these little arrows up here. I'm just going to go where those. So if you use the that one over there, you'll get to see the whole lot. These are all little arrows. They're very often hidden, so you can't see them. So just make sure that you know where they are. So all over the place there are little arrows. So these little arrows determine what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So by clicking them, if you can just have a fiddle with them for a few moments, you can see what you can do with them. Okay, now we're not going to use these 2 boxes over here. So these sections, we're going to turn them off. I don't want to see them at the moment. Okay, I'm going to just zoom back just to normal size. So it's like that, okay? And we're going to track this motion now. So I'm using a video capture device for my presentation, so you'll see me clicking a few things which are to do with the video that I'm uploading to the YouTube channel. Okay, so what we need to be able to use are these 3 these 3 controls over here, with the arrows going backwards and forwards. The first is the axis. So this section here, if you place that, you get the axis. And it's very simple to see. If you have a look at the axis, this will be the origin here, and there's a small little dash in here. Okay? This tells you which direction is the positive motion of the axis. So what we're going to do is you're simply going to pick this up and you'll place it at a convenient point, which you'll say is the beginning of the motion. Now we've already moved this motion backwards and forwards until I'm happy that it's about to start. So I'm saying that there's the motion here is going there, so I'm just moving the toggle backwards and forwards on the bottom slider bar until I'm convinced that might be the beginning of the motion. It doesn't have to be exactly the beginning of the motion, it's at a point of at the beginning. Okay. The next thing I need to do, once I've got my motion correct, is simply to use the scale. Now before we go on there, I just want to go back to this thing here, which is the forward motion. If your motion is in the opposite direction, this way, then you can actually rotate the whole thing just by picking it up, and you can spin this in any direction. So, get back to where it was. Yeah, yeah. So it's easier to make whichever direction your object is moving the positive direction. Okay. Now, the next thing is to go and tell the video what is the meter. Okay. Oops, that one here. I'm trying to get this thing. That first. So you can see it. Okay, this is the thing. As soon as I clicked, got it? As soon as I clicked this button up here, I turned on this ruler. This ruler is going to be the standard measure. And so I'm going to now place that, right, pick it up. I'm going to put that against the ruler, and then I'm just going to stretch it out. It's always easier when you're not using a capture device to that. So I've now stretched the ruler out to that line to represent the total length of that ruler. And I'm now going to tell the computer that this is worth 1 metre. So I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to go and make it as 1. Okay, so it's 1.000. I'll just move that up so you can see it. Reflect it again. So you'll see 1.000E0. So we have quite a high degree of accuracy in this video. Obviously, it's probably not going to be that accurate, but so that goes there. And now I don't need to do anything with it. I can just leave it down there. I can move it anywhere I would like. I don't have to have it on. Right, the next thing is the point mass, which is the third of the ones over here. And so we say a new point or centre of mass. I'm going to do a point mass. There's no difference with that at all. Notice as soon as I started doing that, it set it back to 0. And I'm just going to see, I'm going to format it. Where's the format? Yeah. So I'll put it, just hold it. I'm going to pause a few seconds while I undo. Okay. Right, I'm now I've got a point mass there, and if I press that, I'm going to change the colour because, as you notice, blues and reds are not very easily seeable on this. So I'm going to change. I've always suggested to students that yellow is quite good. Okay, and once you create a point mass, you should see down here in the corner, it says shift click to mark mass A. Now, before we do that, we have to advance the video back to where I'm about to release it. I'm there, I'm happy with it. Okay. Now, shift click is simply holding down the shift key on your computer and then clicking at a certain point. Now, I'm going to use the nose here, the tip of the nose right here to track this motion. So, holding down the shift key, and then I press click. Okay, I've just deleted that last shift click because I just accidentally touched the computer and shift clicked 3 times. So I'm going to go through the process again. A new point mass, and it comes up with the next one in the series. Rename or recolour the point mass to something bright. Okay, and then get your computer, the video into the right position to start the motion. There it is, right there. Okay, so it's shift and click. So I'm going to hold the shift key down, and I click on the nose with the mouse, click, and it should advance the beginning of the video each time. It advances further and further. Whoops, this is what happens when you accidentally click something you shouldn't have. Okay, once again, I accidentally clicked while I was looking up in the wrong direction. I shift and clicked the wrong things together. So once again, holding down the Shift key, and I'm clicking the nose. One there, it should just advance. Click. This time I'm not going to touch anything else apart from holding down that Shift key. Do not let go of that Shift key. Keep it down. And I keep on going until I get to the end of the mass. It might get a little bit blurry, but you have to use good judgment. And we might just say there, that's enough. Okay, I've accidentally clicked the wrong thing, but who cares? Right, now I've done that. I've got the motion done. Now, if you've got the right video codec, you should see a whole series of dots going along here, and most computers will show that. Mine is not got that, but you'll see all these little dots wherever you shifted and clicked. Right, now I've got that done, that's now been tracked, I can now have a look at the data. And so by using the other sides, we can have a look at the motion. And this is the beauty of the tracker program. It automatically can determine that if it's, here's the X motion against time. Now remembering we did not start, the time here is in the video, and we were already 4.2 seconds into the video when we really started. So that's the reason why it's starting around about the 4 mark. And here is from the origin, that's from the center point over here. Okay. The motion that we've got here is a perfect, well, I wouldn't say perfect, but a very good representation of a parabola. So we can see its accelerated motion. But very importantly is down here, there is our X and Y, firstly time versus X and time versus Y motion. Now the Y, this is an up and down motion. Now this is not, of course, used in this here because it's going horizontally. So that's how bad my clicking might have been, going up and down. But this here is its horizontal position against its time. Now, what I can now do is I can simply, if I get the right thing over there, I can simply take this data and copy it, and using an Excel spreadsheet, just get a new spreadsheet. I can then simply paste it into positions. This was my time and this was my X. Okay. Now remember, time is in seconds and X is definitely in meters because we set that ruler as a 1 meter. So these are representing 2 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and so on. So I can use this now, and using a insert a scattergram. I can use this here as there is the plot of that. And by using that data there, that's the same graph as we just saw. Go back. There's my tracker program there. What we have seen here, this data, this plot here is the same as this Excel plot here. Now, from that data, of course, you can, I'm not going to show how to do the spreadsheet analysis, but that is also that's a parabola, part of a parabola there, so you can use this here and determine, you can differentiate it, you could find the increment of the small time over the displacement to work out the acceleration that is going on there. Okay, but that can be done by just analysis and crunching the numbers. Okay, so that's the how the tracker works. So you get down to this point here. We've got our video, we've tracked our video. You get the graph. From the graph, you can determine how good your data and your tracking is. If it's not good, then you simply go over to mass E, or whatever it is, just press the delete key, and you can just start again, create a new point mass, and you can retrack simply by going up here one more time. And you can actually see it come up this time. So I'll try it again, shifting, clicking, shift and click on the nose there. It moves forward. You can see it plotting immediately as you go on the side. And this is where you just go, and you can keep on going. Okay, and you can see how easy it is just to plot those. Hopefully your Y motion is not that high. Okay, so that's two-dimensional motion. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I'm going to stop here now. This is going to be the end of part 1. And in part 2, I'll show you how to do two-dimensional motion. Oh, sorry, two X and Y motion, whatever dimension that is. Okay.